What's going on, fellow A-Plusers? It is I, your Morphinominal host, as always, Adam Perez. We're back once again with a brand new video as we're playing a little bit of catch-up when it comes to the DonBrothers series. Over the past couple of weeks, life has just been crazy and hectic around here as I've had some family members kind of come in and out of visiting over the past week or so. So I'm trying to do my best to go ahead and certainly get caught up to DonBrothers. So today, I decided to go ahead and drop episode number 10 and give you guys our review for the previous week's episode of DonBrothers, and then hopefully later on this week we'll definitely go ahead and tackle episode 11 and hopefully get caught up before the newest episode here this weekend. So I gotta say though, despite the fact of me being 2 weeks late, DonBrothers is still on their game, to certainly say the least. Another really great episode here, and an episode that I honestly did not expect to have as of right now. And what I mean by that is the idea that we've been introduced to the point system over the past couple of weeks, how it certainly works, understanding that, hey, if you can acquire enough points, the idea of leaving the DonBrothers is certainly on the table if you want. And that's something, it is definitely something that is appetizing for somebody like Haruki, or aka Oni Sister herself, that probably wants to get back to her life, if you will. And so the idea of somebody giving up and using their points to leave the team, I honestly thought that's a story that maybe we'll get to like in episode 30, maybe even episode 40, right, when they've been with the team for quite some time and have this pivotal question to ask themselves. So I'm really actually glad that we got it earlier than even I was certainly expecting, as I believe it's Kaido that informs Haruki in here the idea that her helping out Don Momotaro as much as she certainly did in the previous episode, kneeling before him, seemingly accepted by Don Momotaro also, her point system is now through the roof. And so Kaido does let her know, because of the amount of points that she has in this week's episode, you can certainly leave it all behind if you want to, and there is no hesitancy there from Oni Sister whatsoever. And I honestly really love the surprise look, or the shock look on Kaido's face. I don't even think Kaido believed that she was certainly going to go ahead and do it, but when she makes her announcement and her decision, Kaido's look on his face is just says it all, you know what I mean? So interesting stuff. Like, I really enjoyed coming into this week's episode, seeing how much of Haruki's life has definitely changed for her. Accepting an award, was it a Japan manga award, if I'm not mistaken? The idea that this isn't even for her first book, but a second manga book that she certainly went ahead and put out, and she's certainly getting all the recognition that she certainly deserves. So I love the idea of giving us an idea of how great her life went, and then showcasing us the decisions that she certainly made to definitely get to that point. I am kind of curious, and I wish that this episode explained it a little bit more, the time period in which she gives up being a DonBrother to when she does eventually wind up bumping into the new Oni Sister that we wind up getting in here by the name of Maida Marina, who I believe she winds up playing as just a fan, greeting Oni Sister, or Haruki I should certainly say, at one of her autograph signings, but giving her her phone number, sliding her number, like, call me sometime, there's some things we certainly got to talk about, right? I was kind of under the impression that she maybe wanted to go ahead and reveal the idea that, hey, I'm the new Oni Sister of the team. I thought maybe Marina knew who Haruki was, but that's not the case. She really was just out there in an attempt to let her know, hey, we're trying to protect you, because in this week's episode we do see that one of the Hitatsukis is in fact hunting down manga artists, based off of somebody that really just wants to be a manga artist, if you will, and has a deep greed and desire to certainly do that. And so that's why they wind up capturing manga artists in here, and we have somebody like a Marina who is in fact set to go ahead and protect Haruki this week. But I really enjoyed the collaboration between these two ladies, honestly. Getting to see Marina's story a little bit, getting to see how the DonBrothers treat her in regards to it. Like, there's a part of me that wonders, do they even know that there's a new Oni Sister in town under that mask? Again, I think it's a big question of how much time has really passed since Haruki wind up dropping her DonBrothers and picking it up again, or at least until Marina winds up picking it up. So I am kind of curious, because a lot of people tried to play like they certainly did not know who Haruki was, right? Like, what is it? Momotaro himself doesn't even acknowledge her. Kaido doesn't even really acknowledge her too when she goes back to the cafe, only to find Marina having her job also at the cafe as one of the bistros. I mean, yeah, it's very much like they washed their hands clean of Haruki and almost erased it and just literally filled her spot, sort of thing. It definitely does make Haruki certainly feel some type of way, but I really enjoy just the getting to know each other aspect of this episode, getting to learn about Marina's past and the idea of her being a photographer. You know, one of the things that first jumped out at me in regards to her photographer story was the idea of when her and Haruki are sitting at the restaurant and she notices the photo on the wall and she literally goes up to the photo with a knife and just stabs at it, if you will. And there was a part of me that even before she explained her story, I was like, I wonder if she was a photographer. Like, I wonder if she is also now dealing with the idea of bad luck. Did somebody say she was a plagiarist? Did somebody take credit for her work, if you will? And she's got some sort of resentment towards it, and lo and behold, that's exactly what Marina explains, kind of really finding out that once she wind up becoming Oni Sister and discovering the sunglasses, this is in fact, unfortunately, her bad luck, her curse that's certainly now put on her, as she's now being blamed for plagiarism, very much like Haruki certainly was. And it was a really great heartfelt story about her dad wanting to photograph rainbows and stuff. I did find it interesting when she mentions the idea that there are less and less of them certainly occurring. And I gotta be honest, I feel like as I've probably gotten older as an adult, while I certainly still see my occasional rainbows, I don't feel like I see them as much as I certainly used to. So I do wonder if there is something going on out there. And Marina's dad certainly knew something that we didn't. But I really enjoy just that moment here, because it does show you what Marina's passion is, right? And despite the fact of Haruki making the decision like, hey, I don't want to be a Donbrother anymore. Like, I literally want to go ahead and go back to my life. You know, I don't think she understood the circumstances of the fact of, hey, if you give up this role, there's only going to be somebody else that takes it for you. And it's not even so much the idea that somebody has come in and taken her spot that she feels some type of way about. I mean, I do believe that there is some aspect of it. We do see that in this episode, but I think understanding that Marina wanted to be something else, got something taken from her that she never asked for, right? She never asked to be a part of this. I really enjoyed the internal conflict of Haruki trying to figure out she wouldn't be in this position if it was me. Like, if I hadn't done what I did, right? Do I really want to step away being a Donbrother? Am I happy with the life that I have right now, right? Trying to make that decision and really rethink to herself, like, did I make a mistake because my choice wind up ruining somebody else's life? And she definitely feels a little bit of that guilt there, and really wanting Marina to truly be happy in what it is that she certainly does. So I really enjoyed that sort of inner conflict with Haruki in this episode, and immediately running back to Kaido and saying, I know who you know I am. I know that you know who I am. Give me my Oni Sister spot back. And he does it seamlessly. I mean, homeboy literally opens up his laptop, hits that delete button, and I'm assuming Marina winds up getting her life back, as we get to see at the very end. She winds up getting an award for her photography, right? So her and Haruki have definitely switched places again, but I just thought that was pretty interesting. The idea of having a way out of being in this group, right? Knowing that bad luck is following you everywhere that you go, but now having an opportunity to go ahead and go back to your life the way that it should have been, with the praise and the glory and the happiness sort of thing. But the price that somebody else has to pay for you going back to that life instead of you seeing this out until the end sort of thing. I thought it was a really bold and very courageous choice by Haruki to certainly go ahead and do that. And honestly, the actress that plays Haruki in here, man, I really enjoy her as an actress. From facial expressions, like even the shot that we have on the thumbnail where the twist comes, well, there's two twists, right? The idea of the guy that saves Haruki is actually the Hitatsuki. I love her expression when the camera's on her. She's like, ah. And then it pans out and she's freaking out and she points at what a twist that was, right? Pointing at the monster. And then of course the double twist of the girl that was following her that she thought was some stalker turning out to be the new Oni Sister. So some great twists in here, but even more great performances by the actress that plays Haruki as Oni Sister. I'm a really big fan of hers, and I think she's been carrying this season magnificently well, honestly. I feel like it's a breath of fresh air to have a female lead for this series, if you will, and not necessarily just follow around Red all day. So this has definitely been a fantastic series in that regards. But I thought the Haruki stuff was fantastic, along with even seeing ourselves have ourselves a new Oni Sister who seemingly was doing great, right? The fact that she was literally taking care of other people, bringing Momotaro his dinner or his lunch, going over to Saru Brothers' place and cleaning up his joint, if you will. So she was really going out of her way to be a great teammate there and certainly do her part. But great stuff between those two ladies. Quick honorable mentions in here. I did find it pretty interesting that Oni's sister managed to have a boyfriend in this episode. The guy that wound up being very impressed with everything that Haruki was certainly doing was really moving pretty quick in regards to the idea of her coming over to see his mommy, which I love the fact that he keeps calling her mommy, his mommy, and not his mother. It just goes to show you just his connection to his mom, how babied he certainly is, a little bit of a mama's boy, if you will. Then trying to switch it up. Yeah, you're supposed to meet my mother today, like trying to impress Haruki. But I love the idea that she's like, did I promise that? I don't even remember that. But homeboy's literally like grabbing by her arm and pulling her. Nah. See? In the United States, no, that type of stuff just would not fly. Like, there definitely is a complete different mindset over it, culturally wise, when it comes to Japanese. But I did laugh a little bit when homeboy literally grabs her arms like, come on, you're supposed to be my mommy, let's go, girl. Like, what? But yeah, it definitely made me chuckle to certainly see her have a boyfriend, which I'm assuming that's probably out of the picture now. Not only that she's become Oni Sister again, but the fact that homeboy literally ran out of the building or just ran for his life when the Hitatsuki wind up showing up. Other honorable mention, the Bestials are definitely getting a little bit more showcase. We got teased at them towards the end of episode 9 with Sonoi kind of making that connection with this beast. He did mention in this episode the idea that maybe a barrier is down. It does make me wonder, is the world of the Cerebrains and Earth, now they start blending in together a little bit more? The people on the bus that we saw disappeared apparently are in fact still alive and have reappeared, but clearly a little bit differently as our police officer that we've seen a couple of episodes so far, which I think is pretty cool that they, supporting character wise, this police officer has managed to have a decent role in this series and continues to play an important part to some degree, as he is now in fact possessed, or some sort of entity or bestial has definitely taken over for him, as we can see his definitely changing right before our eyes. So I am kind of curious to learn a little bit more about the bestials and where we go from there. Other than that, man, the action in here was fantastic, if you ask me. The Robotaro forms that we're continuing to see, just perfection, man. I mean, Oni Sisters with the extra spikes, the big old Billy Club with the spikes sort of thing also as well. I mean, she just put the beat down. I love the idea too that those spikes certainly come out as like rockets. Like, she pointed it, hit the button, and it just kind of just streaks of rockets wind up coming out. Just a fantastic design in regards to a weapon that you can beat and use it certainly as a long-range weapon. Get an opportunity to see Don Momotaro's again, but the rest of the team as well in the Robotaro forms. Saru brother looked great with the big old mechanical like extra fist that he's got going on, and even our CGI characters even take a little bit of a step up with Kiji brother truly turning into like a robotic pheasant, and the same thing happening when it comes to Inu brother turning into like a robotic, was it a fox or a dog or something like that? So I think they look stunning in their costumes, and an incredible sort of final attack as well. I mean, they really are not holding back when it comes to the action, certainly having a lot of fun, and these Robotaro forms really do go certainly a long way. So I don't remember the last time I don't remember the last time we've seen a Zord battle, and I'm certainly not complaining. I have really enjoyed the Zord battles that we've gotten earlier on in the season, but as of right now, the past couple of episodes, they have been taking care of these Hitatsukis sort of on their own. Quick side mention too, I did love seeing Don Momotaro deflect one of the Cerebrain's attacks as they're trying to kill the Hitatsuki prematurely. I thought that was actually pretty cool as well. But yeah, great special attack and final attack towards the end of this episode, and ridiculous Robotaro costumes. I'm actually a really big fan of these power-ups. But yeah, man, Donbrothers does it again. Episode 10 definitely satisfied me. Love the story when it comes to the Oni sisters in this week's episode. In great action, to certainly say the least. But listen, guys, at the end of the day, these are just my A+ opinions. I always want to know yours. What did you guys think of Donbrothers episode number 10? If there's anything that I missed, character moments, storyline details, Easter eggs, that you guys want to go ahead and certainly talk about more, definitely go ahead and do so in the live chat or the comment section box below after this video airs. And until later on this week, guys, I'll see you for episode 11. But until then, do me a big favor, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.